Another Monday, man. Another Monday.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We're
sir.
back. We're back.
Holla, holla. Labor Day.
It's our Labor Day. Oh, I don't have anything like that's kind of.
I don't even. Y'all don't need shit from us, right?
Patriotic.
Y'all got y'all day off. Y'all happy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, fuck
I
right.
don't. Well, if it is Labor Day, I will say I think one thing that is good to reflect on that I think it's obviously been taken away from us is the respect for labor, and also
Yeah.
I think giving light and appreciation for like we do take this most of us for a day off, but like people fought and died, and protested to have labor rights, and so like unions. Who fought for equal pay, good pay, who fought for insurance, who fought for dental care, all the cares, who fought for a day off to even recognize all the labor that people put into this country to make it run.
Right.
So if there is one thing to sort of commemorate it for, and which it is for a lot of people, that should be at least recognized, even though Labor Day is known with like sales now and whatnot. But
What is it that you're not supposed to wear white after what? I be confusing the two. That has nothing to do with this, right?
Is it? I don't know. Memorial Day, or is it no white?
Memorial Day. I think that's what it is. That's what it is.
Which is top of the summer or something.
Bro, because I wore white today. I was like,
damn,
am I
people
not
gonna
supposed
cook
to?
me.
No, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I just want to be prepared. That's all.
If people gonna make fun of me,
Yeah, it's
am
like,
I gonna?
fuck, I care about what you told me. I can't wear red after what? March 14th. What the fuck? They gonna make any rule they want.
Remember? That was a little sick.
No, well, they told you that for gangs. That's all I know. But not
that's
for
what I'm saying.
date.
That was definitely a little. Wow, there was a little time period when we were in school. Speaking of the topic, when we were in school. Damn, I was gonna show you something, Rob.
Right on topic too, y'all, because that's what we're moving with today. Back to school. Love to
back
y'all.
to school, man. Back to
love
school.
Love to your kids. Love to you, the parents.
Right.
Love to you, the teachers. Staff. Everybody out there who has who partakes in the, the moving forward, the propelling of the education of our youth. You know what I'm saying? Love to y'all. That's what we want to talk about today. There's a few videos that have been circulating of some school drama is the best word I could say. Like trauma, bad things that should have happened in school. We're gonna share some stuff happened to us, ways to get out of it, as you know what I'm saying, as best as we know. And yeah,
man.
You said you wanted to share something?
Yeah, so in terms of like, how we usually start something lighthearted, typically. So first, let me see if it's gonna work. Oh, right, it does work. How are you feeling? We're gonna talk about how we're feeling, and then let me see if this is gonna work. Oh, it's back there. Okay, so I do have it. Both. Okay, so it's there.
See?
All right. So yeah, how would you say? It's been a week. We actually, these days, man, I do appreciate. Again, I can't say it enough that you and I continue to do this. I mean, we got also some things cooking up here. My brother, he's also on live, so it's cool that we're living this out. I mean, man, bro, it's about to get cold again, and we started this, and it was still kind of cold. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we started doing this when we were having our hoodies on, and now, you know what I mean? And now we're about to put our hoodies back on. We're still doing this. So I just want to, be grateful to that, because as I'm getting ready to ask you, how was your week? It's kind of like, wow, these weeks go by so quickly, But it's already been, like, damn near the 20th week, and we're still here, the 20-something weeks, and we're still here, and I'm asking you that question for the 20-something time, which is great, man, but I'm loving it so far, so.
And I reflect on, like, damn, am I still sad? when you look at it, let me check the feelings. It's like, come on,
it's been 20 weeks?
I can't still be numb. It's good reflecting, y'all. It's good reflecting.
Hey, bro, listen. That's why it's good to keep track of, but yeah.
I purposefully, like, I usually like to tap in before to make sure to see how I feel, but really today I didn't go through it because I had mixed feelings. So this will be, I don't know if you know how you feel. But me, I'm gonna figure it out right now with the audience and all of it, you as well.
Yeah, I would say you're looking at it. I'm feeling relieved, also a bit anxious, and a bit nervous. Just it is back to school. Just there's some things that there's some unknowns, I should say, that I think I am remaining optimistic about, but definitely these unknowns are what feeding into the anxiety. So while at the same time I'm relieved, I mean, it's been very chill. I'm kind of looking forward to getting into a routine again. And there's still these unknowns that I'm going into this week with a bit of like anxiety of like what's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah. The unknown is, yeah. I didn't see Frozen 2, but that's into the unknown. That was it. I think I'm in the gray area, to be honest, bro. It sounds so harsh, disgusted, but I am a little like, I can catch myself being a little disappointed when I see certain things. You know what I'm saying? Hesitant would be the reason. Like, if I'm hesitant to even engage in conversation because of what I see happens, and I'm disappointed about that. So then but it's interesting that it stems from being disgusted, because I was trying to watch Inside Out 2, and that little green character, she represents that, and
okay.
I didn't think about, like, I thought she was envy or some shit like that. I gotta go back to 1, because I was like, oh, she's disgust. I like her. She got like a nice little sassy energy. She's cool. But man, I was like, I just don't ever really find myself agreeing and being like, oh yeah, I'm disgusted. I guess I'd be trying to catch that, because I do get stuck on that. Right here, it's judgmental.
Yeah.
And for me, coming from a judgmental background, and then knowing I'm pretty much like that, but knowing how bad that, like you need to be in control of that, and like constructive criticism, right? Not just criticism. I'd be stopping myself from those, like, once I feel a judgment on something, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think, not to, it's, well, to add, I think context is also important to, like, our feelings also vary. So,
yeah.
A couple hours ago, even yesterday, like, you probably were not in the gray area, but, given the circumstances of what might have happened and did happen, our feelings do change. However, it is good. I'm glad you noted that, like, where you were since and the feeling in the gray area, because that doesn't. It could be that's maybe your Mondays, maybe where you start your Mondays. That could just be the pattern for Mondays. It doesn't have to speak to your overall state.
Nah. I'm not gonna disrespect. Mondays have been that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was there was definitely something which again, I'm being better at seeing.
No.
And love to the conversation, y'all. There's nothing that I'm doing that is just not like coming and conversing with y'all, and you know what I'm saying, applying these things off camera, just like reflecting. You know what I'm saying. This is literally what it is. I'm aware, like, when I'm not triggered, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even like, it feels like I was aware before, but I would underestimate like how different I am, and as long as I'm not doing that, I'm not reactive and being like this, like, or said however it is, you know what I'm saying, then it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you're still triggered, right? You can agree that you're triggered, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to myself. Okay, so right, so you're triggered, so you're not doing it. So the energy can feel different. People are not bugging when it feels different. It's not just because you're not doing anything hostile. You're not being, you know what I'm saying, not attacking anyone or being malicious, or right. But it is, you are triggered. So I'm like, okay, if I am triggered, I should take it more seriously to get myself to a better place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not like better, like, because that's what I'm saying. My mind would be like,
I think that's why I like using the word healed, you know what I mean? Because people say better. That's like healed.
More regulated.
Yeah,
like that
really
word
speaking to what it is.
Me.
You know? Because better, then it's like, okay, so if I'm not better, then I'm worse. You know, I don't know.
Amen, right. It don't feel like that. But also healed also makes me feel like I'm in like some sort of like, I don't know, like a scar or something. Like I'm in, which is not wrong, right?
Which is normal. Yeah, you cut yourself. You know, you healing, and then it doesn't look pretty at first, but you know, it starts to like scab, and you peel the scab.
It's interesting.
It could be painful if you peel the scab off too early. Like, there's a lot of ways we can use that metaphor to also talk about our feelings and the way our emotions come and go, or fluctuate, change to a physical wound, and the way that it heals. You know.
Yeah, I realize it triggers me to be spoken to as if I'm not, I can't Like I don't know how to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not doing that. So when I say if it's like unhealed, it's like regulated feels more like understanding like something affected me and I need to do this. To speak to myself if like I'm in a more healed space feels as if like I've never had control over it. And I feel like I have. It was just I didn't honor how, you know what I'm saying, how unaligned it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll use this for example, like the gathering, what was it, on Saturday or Saturday.
Sunday felt like a blur.
Right. The gathering on Saturday, bro. I went there and it's like I know, and I don't know what it looked like to y'all, but I'll share this. Like I know how to like. It's like I remember how I was before I felt this some sort of social anxiety. I can remember. Obviously, I lived it, so I know I feel it. So I know you come inside, you engage, you say what's up to people, and you introduce yourself. Now it's like I'm aware, like I'm doing that, but I'm aware now that when I'm done, I sat down. I felt uncomfortable. And I was like, why am I uncomfortable? I'm still trying to ask myself, why am I uncomfortable? This shit makes no sense. Like, I'm around, like, it's not like anyone's making me uncomfortable. I'm thinking, am I good right here? Is this okay? Or am I in the way?
Yeah.
Should I move? Damn, I said hi to everybody, right? Should I engage a little bit more? Is it okay? Am I good to stay where I'm at? Like, I'm just thinking, like, I hope I'm doing the right thing for this moment. And it's just weird that I don't feel like I never had social anxiety. I was just always moving, and I'm here, I'm there, I'm talking to you. If I came with you, it didn't. In my mind, I'm not thinking you get mad if I'm over there and I was chilling with Yanis and Mario on the dance floor, and I didn't think like I left you there. You know what I mean? I don't think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm overthinking. Like, damn, I came with Alby. I gotta make sure Alby's good. I hear he's good. Yo, I'm gonna let you know. Yo, I'm about to go over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a lot too much overthinking.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, it was weird because like that was the battle for a few until I sat down, and then I'm like, bro, I'm good. I relax, and then something happens, and then here I am, engaged in something, and then I was like, you good, bro? Relax. You know what I'm saying? Like but I find myself in that battle a lot more now.
Interesting.
It's weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a new thing of like.
Well, it's not. It's like
for me, at least.
Overthinking. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, hearing you say it, and like obviously, like if knowing you personally, so it's like okay, yeah, that's interesting because I would never be able to tell either way, right? Like you can't, because once you're in your head, the battle's already in here. Once you go through it, like technically, none of us will still know until you actually say it. Especially with a thing like anxiety, it's not this outwardly thing where like. I could physically see you going through something, and it's like, yo, you good, bro? You shaking, right? Until your anxiety gets that bad, you know what I'm saying? Right. But if it's only like, we would never know. So I guess I would only then think, to say to that, like, I also know how hard you work to be present. So the only thing I could say is maybe you are not present in those moments. So it could be like overthinking. You're still not being present. It's observant, but it's like Terminator again. It's like beep 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 beep. What's here? Was that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like looking out for danger. Yeah, versus like being in the moment and naturally observing things. Oh wow, that's a nice shirt this person got on. Oh wow, I never seen those sneakers. Look at those sneakers. Shit, the tree's looking real nice, right? That's real different than like. Oh shit, that shit might fall from the tree, or is that a cat on the tree? Oh shit, look, maybe I should tell him. Nah, maybe not. Let me not tell him. Let me look over here. Oh shit, he's busy. Like that's something very different, Now you're calculating again, Terminator style, So it's like it actually is taking you away from the moment. It could feel like you're in the moment because you could say to yourself also logically, oh, but I'm just being very observant,
But I do pay attention. It's important what you're saying to yourself.
But it's like you're actually taking yourself away from the present moment. So it's like it's still not even being present. It is being hypervigilant, more than overthinking, But I don't know. I mean, I think that if if that resonates, then I guess is a step by step. Then figuring out where did how did you land here? You know, because you weren't there. So it's the opposite. If you grew up as an anxious kid, teenage kid, who like walked into the room and you already had these kind of questions for
bro, I'm working on it to figure out how did I get here. Like
it's like going from that person that could be in front of the stage, no problem, in front of a crowd, no problem, to like, oh nah, don't put me in front of no crowd. Consciously, consciously don't put me in front of the crowd. I mean, are you? Is it maybe that because we were younger, you were in your youth, it's more of you were still always nervous, but just because you have the youthful spirit, it's like you got the fuck it's like you kind of don't have that foresight to like be embarrassed. So yeah, so as a youth, you would just go into a spot, say hi to everybody, talk to people, smile, and all that. Even though inside you were nervous as hell, you just did it because again, we got that youthful spirit. It's like, let me just.
I think there was I don't think it was.
Or you just felt comfortable
I really
being.
do think
I
was
just comfortable. Yeah.
And I really do like. It's a weird feeling, bro. Of like, because I've shared with you that I would be told that I played too much.
Yeah.
So when I remember that, and I think back of like what I would have told that kid now, or no, what do I know about that kid, and what do I know about me now, is like I've experienced much more now. That seems to be a common experience that I didn't address. No one was talking to me about, right? Like I didn't, you know what I mean? Like we all have these these traumas, these battles, and I'm not talking about mine, and y'all not talking about yours, so we're just not talking about it. And so I'm here trying to just joke through it, right? We would just joke through our shit. So it just feels like I'm like learning, experiencing now what seems to be had already affected many people around me, and now I'm affected.
Yeah.
And now I gotta learn. Wow. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? There's no words. It's just like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? I got to support, I ask for support. You know what I mean? Like, like I looked at you before and I was like, no, I'm affected by the world, bro. It got me. It got me. Like, it got me. And now it's just about learning, like, how, like I said, regulate is the word, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense when I'm fighting to, like,
no, but I feel you, bro.
ALBYBEATZ would know. ALBYBEATZ would know where I was over here, bro, trying to get dressed, and I was like, yo, come on, bro, I'm gonna feel it. Like logically, I got it in my head. I know. I'm talking to myself. I'm like, shit don't make no sense, bro. But it's about comfort. So I'm trying to feel comfortable. Makes sense. All right, cool. All right, now get comfortable. I'm getting comfortable. I find my comfort. Then I get over there, and I'm realizing like I'm just very aware of like my discomfort, and also like if I'm comfortable, like I pray. I wouldn't look at other people's outfits and be like, those are cool shoes and this and that. Because now I'm thinking like, well, let me not look. You know what I'm saying? Like eye contact or no eye contact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like it's just me. I don't know. Like
I think it's more over calculation, man. But I do think what comes up for me as far as like even men, I think very few of us get to grow old, right? And I think is interesting enough because life is a thing. I do see a change in myself, definitely, from the ambition, not the ambition so far, but I think the way I definitely move in certain crowds. There's certain moments where I think I still am that youthful self, where I am very like getting along with people, but I mostly become a lot more isolated. I no longer go to spaces and I'm like, oh, let me try to get to know people, and I'm very much like, I'm very fine sitting by myself.
I could get to know you without words, right? I'm watching.
I'm very, let me sit to myself. But man, if you talk, early 20s and stuff, when I was doing that, especially when I was doing stuff with work with rap, it was like I was always in front of spaces and big rooms and big groups, and so it was very much like that was the thing I enjoyed, being in front of people. Well, I gotta talk to this group. Oh, let me up, Right. And I think getting older definitely resonates. Like getting older, being disappointed by so many people. Going into spaces and groups of people, being my genuine self, and then being disappointed, realizing that like not everyone in there is ready to reciprocate, or that people will misunderstand that what I bring to the table. Man, I definitely resonate with like
misunderstanding is
bring myself
I have
back.
A fear of that.
But I do hope we get to a space, because I for myself continue to reach for that, like whatever the ultimate confidence and self assurance looks like for me. You know, I spoke to a coworker recently who, you know, they make you talk in these icebreakers, and they shared how they were. They just had like a very I don't give a F attitude. It's very like I'm thinking back, I'm smiling because I just remember their exact reaction. They were just so like chill. You could see it in their face. They were like, you know, I made it to my 40s, and I was like, I just don't give a shit like anymore. I don't really care what people think. Like, and she looked at me. She was like, I really don't care what people think. Like, I move this world, and you know, I make decisions. I'm not trying to harm nobody. And they're just basically explaining what I think sounds like, you know, what they found to be the ultimate confidence and self-assurance. You know, they're clearly in a job that they probably don't have to be in. You know, they can move around. And so I was like, I want to get there. You know, I do want to get to a place, and I do think it's there now. Like again, I don't mind going into spaces. I know if you had to put me to talk in front of a crowd of 100 people, like these things are still there for me if I have to do it, or if it's the opportunity presents itself. But I think where I want to take it up a notch is continuing to, like, I guess, is just engaging with more people. I think I want to push myself in the next few coming years to continue engaging with, like, I think what's harder for me is to engage with more of my neighbors and people I normally don't engage with randomly, you know. So really getting back to engaging with, like, neighbors, strangers, and really, like, and that's a part where it's funny, I don't have that anxiety, but I have, I guess, my negative experiences would lead to like hesitation to like, why should I do that? But yeah, man, I'm trying to get but I know what would lead me to get there is just my ultimate confidence and assurance. Why would I be reaching out to my neighbors? Well, we got a fucking problem in this world, man. And in order for us to even, let's start there.
That should find me out, bro.
And in order for us to start fixing our world and communities, we need to talk to our neighbors.
That's what fucking, you know, that won't fucking
family.
If your neighbor looks at you like, why are you hitting me up?
Yeah. But well, it's, you know, to what you were mentioning, right, low key, without, you know, getting into it, it's just family is important. That's why it's like, you know, I do think it's like family. So talk to your family members, fine. Talk to your neighbors, and then we start branching out. But definitely, like, I want to get to the ultimate goal, because my ultimate goal is to continue to help others and help each other. It's been an effed up society. It's been long overdue. We turned this shit around. I think people have continuously fought to turn it around. I think we have been fighting here to turn it around, at least for young men and men tuning in. So, yeah, man, I think self-confidence, bro, is where we should go. And I think will help us carry through. Because then you'll get to those situations where if you didn't want to go, you wouldn't overthink about saying yes or no. You know what I mean?
No, like, are you talking about in any situation?
In any situation, like, let's say that.
No, because I know I wanted to go.
Or when you go to the space, right? Like, you don't sit and think, like, am I doing too much? Am I right here, right? You just, I want to sit right here.
But let me tell you, I want to explain to you how I don't know, everybody's mind is different, but it wasn't just, like, I gotta give the details, because I want y'all to feel comfortable to give details for real. Like, don't miss the details. This is your life. This is you and your creator, whatever you believe in. But this is you.
Yeah.
This is you. I chose to wear this. Like, you using your brain. You're not just throwing shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go do laundry, right? Or else you won't have these clothes to throw on. Like, you conscious. Like, don't lose that. So like, bro, I was fine, but I'm battling. Like,
well, what part of you was fine?
The part of me that knew I was safe. Yeah. Right, so it wasn't that I was unsafe and I was looking for danger. It was just like I think I was just trying to find, like, I needed to feel settled in, and that's okay. Yeah. Right, you get to a place, you gotta settle in. But I was just too aware that I wasn't settled in, and so I'm like, all right, I know what to do. Introduce myself. Right? Some people can't even introduce themselves because the anxiety gets too much, and I've seen those people. I'm aware. I know who I am, who I want to be, what I am fighting. I'm like trying to keep this consciousness and not make triggered decisions. But give myself grace, because I'm not going to be perfect. I might, right? Even fighting through it is triggered decisions. Like the science of it all. Like, you can't fight that you're triggered, so you're still okay. So I'm sitting there. I get a chair. At some point, you and Champ, y'all playing the game. Because I think to myself, fire, game. I'm going to like enjoying watching the game. That's right here. You know what I mean? I'm watching the game and you and Champ get up and you block my vision. And I'm laughing at myself because I'm just like sitting here. I just got there, watched the thing, and I'm like, technically, I'm looking at their ass. Like, I should just say something, right? But why am I not saying anything? He's like, fuck, I don't want to, and I just got here. I don't want to just get here and be like, yo, get out the way. Let me watch. I didn't know what was happening. It's Uno. I needed it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's so funny. So that happens, and
that's pretty funny, actually.
Right, you feel me? I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. I'm watching the game. Then you get in the way, and now I'm like, now, what am I watching? Like, I'm watching their cheeks. I gotta say something. Why don't I say something? Well, maybe I should just, all right, let me get a beer. Let me do something else. And then it's these little moments that put me in a place of like engaging and saying something that I'm like, do I have to? Should I? Fuck it, I'm not. You know what I mean? And then, I wait.
Are those parts like in any way, I guess, for lack of a better word, stressful?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's where I would say then I'm a little dysregulated, because then I'm asking myself, damn, should I move? I'm stupid. Like, why don't I just say something? Then I'm asking myself, why am I not saying something? But I'm sitting here chill, thinking like, knowing I was just watching the game. Y'all got in the way. I didn't want to say anything. I don't know if the game's almost done. It's intense. I just got here. I was like, fuck it, I'm chill.
Yeah, it's super overthinking.
My brother.
But that's what I would say is like hypervigilance in a different way of a different name. But yeah, I think that's just it. So it's like you were fine, but not fine in that way, because all those processes, while normal for your situation, is probably not normal for the social situation. Because even you saying it like, what, should I tell him to move? I would have been like, actually, that would have been okay with me. You know what I mean? Like,
I know you, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like that overthinking, which yeah, man, I think that again, my inclination, which I guess is to go to like, okay, that's a stressful thing. So it's a stressful thing that you didn't want to, so I created more stress. And the only time we do more stressful shit when we don't want to is when we are under stress already. You know? Say we are rushing out the house, we're already stressed, then we forget the keys. Now we're more stressed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell you, don't rush. Or don't rush to do things, right? Because then you end up doing something else, and then that stresses you more. So, you know, it's probably prolonged stress, and then it just creeps up in these little small moments where it's harmless, but to the person, you know, who's going through it, it's still stress. Stress that your body's experiencing as a result of a lot of things. I mean, obviously, I said overthinking, and we said overthinking. I said hypervigilance, but it's also, you know, a layer of things, which then made me think, you know, self-care wheel, man. Because it does go to like where we've been with that. I mean, we talked about the feelings, but where have, you know, myself included, you know, where have I been with that long term to kind of like work on that prolonged stress that I've already been carrying, you know, because it could be that.
Yeah.
You know?
For with me, I already told you, I'm trying to be active physically every day. You know what I'm saying? If I don't want to go out, that shit helps me. I gotta say this, man. It's a lot that I'm trying not to feel like it's hard to like maneuver in this world and not feel like you just put it on, you know, you got this backpack and you just throw it all on your shoulders and move with it. You know what I mean? Because in the situation I'm in now, I do realize that I'm like calling for conversation, and it's like I have to just know that this conversation is not gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, like, and it's like the conversation. It's not an expectation. It's just like for me, it's when I saw the emotional part, and I knew like for me, I would want to have conversations about the emotional part, right? You know what I'm saying, like. And I want to be verbal and communicate this, but where do I have to go to communicate that is not many places. You know what I mean? And I think I seek it in the wrong, like in the places where it's like, let's say, you know what I mean, you want to go and speak to a parent, Your parent don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
They don't got you for that. So it's like, okay, now that's my truth. Now, if that's my truth, then where do I go? For me, that's why it's a lot of the conversations have been internal. You know what I mean? And studying more and more and trying to make sure that doesn't become a detriment to myself is why I release it and I communicate it just a few days after. I'm not trying to hide it. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's an experience. I'm not alone. So I'm transparent. I'm going to talk about it. You feel me?
Right.
But, you know, in the present moments, it'd be tough, to be honest, to find moments where and trust that, okay, this is it, this is it right here. I feel like I only have the basic things that are just in, like I said, on my backpack. I can't be like, oh, this is too much. Let me hit up Barberry. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I could do that. And it's me, you know what I'm saying? But also, you know, I don't know. Circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do a lot of the overthinking, not wanting to be a burden. So I wonder if a lot of people go through that, where it is important, like, you know what I'm saying, to have these spaces where people are just saying, I'm here for you, I'm open, you know what I'm saying, and that they mean it. Because some of the times I don't...
Doesn't feel that.
Well, you know, they'll want to be there for you, but can they be there for you? You know what I'm saying? That were they aware of their own selves to know that they don't, like, just because it looks bad, right? If I'm in a bad state and you come to me crying, and it's like a lot to see you in tears, and I was literally just like, I haven't even gone outside all day because I was, you know what I'm saying, like, anxious. Am I the right person to speak to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You called me and you might need me, and that's love. But am I forcing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, by thinking that, like, do I have consciousness? I wonder if sometimes, because I think even myself, I try to help people in moments where it's like, oh shit, who was I to help you? I need to help myself, but I didn't see it because I only saw your situation worse than mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're really feeling it, and it's like, I just don't let myself feel too much. You know what I mean? Because I got to, you know, pick it up and go.
Well, I do think that's a burden we carry a lot of times again. And I think it goes back with, like, being in our heads, your head. So really, like, if we're keeping it to the self-care wheel again, like, I think, you know, exercising. So the physical part has been the easier part to kind of take care. I think oftentimes, as far as, like, exercising, being there.
For sure.
I mean, being on the emotional side of things, like, how have you been there? Have you been able to, like, self-love stands out there? Have you done that? And affirmations. I think those two things, because overthinking again is like, it kills the confidence. It kills our confidence a lot of times. And so affirmations help boost confidence. Let you know you're okay. And I think even practicing saying those things, even though, again, it sounds basic, I think we need that, again, especially as men, because people might think that things have changed these days and that boys get a lot of attention. But I don't know that we get the necessary attention that will help develop these skills in us, you know what I'm saying, to say these affirmations.
Well, let's go through them, because like that, as I'm going through them, first you thought.
No, it was really getting to, like, what, because I brought up the self-care just to really go in tune with our check-in as far as, like, how we've been feeling. And then, you know, you brought up, like, this new process for you. And I always think about, like, a lot of these experiences we go through and these mental health disorders really also, you know, in there is some form of stress. You know what I mean? And whether you're dealing with a severe mental health issue, stress can exacerbate it, make it worse, right? So at the very least, how are we dealing with the stress that we are already experiencing? So that's what made me go through that in thinking about your experience, and then maybe perhaps looking at, like, okay, how can this stop for me? You know what I mean? Because I know that that's just an unnecessary process for you to have to go through, or not have to, you know, but just go through in general.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
Which then kills your stress. So that's why looking at the self-care, where it's really just about, like, as a reminder to, like, what are we doing, or what are some things that maybe we could do more of, and then, like, maybe some things that we could take for this week for us that we can try to do.
Well,
Yeah.
well, check. Yeah, I love it because like I'm being like emotional. Just caught my eye when I thought about it. Right. I know, like I said, physical is way like come on, get enough sleep, exercise, safe housing. I brought your love world. I went to the doctor. I
Nice.
finally got checked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got some other appointments coming. Like go to the doctor, get checked out. Right. So and I've been talking about not doing that for a while. That was nice. Psychological self-reflection. You clearly see I do that too much. I've been journaling. I'm writing. I'm self-aware. Way too much. My sensory engagement. Too much. Right? Aromatherapy. Put those little mango drops in my water.
Yeah, the mango drops. You know what I'm saying? The water, the mango into the diffuser, the aroma.
Think about your positive qualities. I'm not negative on that right there. Like I'll be honest. Right here, spiritual. Go in the garden. I'm like walk through nature.
Yeah.
Amen. I'm doing that. Listening to I'm meditating, singing, dancing to RBI's tracks. You already know.
Oh, word.
You know what I mean?
You
Like
won't play him because
love.
I want to get banned.
So it was emotional, and then I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself because I do know I've been fit. Like you know what I'm saying. I do know myself to be an emotional being. Like I do have that. Like you feel me?
Yeah.
Now how's that been nurtured, right? And like how like I don't know, just asking myself how am I dealing with that, right? Self-love feels way too easy. Self-love feels like in the trauma responses, my coping mechanism to go do that alone. That's been already why I was like I didn't understand. Rob is playing too much because that's Rob's self-love is to joke around out here. I'm not tapped into y'all at that young phase.
So then, how can you do something different to give
Amen.
yourself safe?
Right.
Well, what
So
can
now
you
I'm
do
going through the
now
other ones
to give you like give yourself self love? But in particular for this week, like, I mean, because you said you're journaling, you're
Right.
doing some of the things on that side.
What I was trying to get at was like I feel like it does with a lot of co-op. This whole co-op like operating with someone else. Like I've lost some sort of trust in that. Like
Okay.
and so I think for me it just feels way too easy to deal on my own type shit. You feel me? Like I could see where the stress comes in is when I'm about to engage with someone else. You know, I don't know, bro. So I like
But
right,
it
and I
depends when you say someone else, but that's not. It depends. What do you mean by that? Because
where
when
like
it comes to like the wheel, or it comes to the concept of self love, or
no, excuse me. When it comes to the emotional spot of the wheel, not self love.
Right.
When I
So
said
you're
self
saying-
love, that
right,
was
right.
easy because it's just self. I
Right.
could if I'm dealing with you know what I mean. That's like me feeling my emotions, knowing I need myself. There's no one like I like I told you, I'll try to speak around me. I don't have that support and emotionally, right? So then I go and I support myself by I'm gonna go play ball. Let me hit up Eric. See how he's doing. Let me ask somebody else how they're emotionally doing, because maybe also it's not. I don't have to just run away and tune into myself. Maybe I'm not alone here and something's going. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it going like that. I'm looking at this wheel, and like it's not just things to do on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, like which part?
when I say I love you, you're talking to someone.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so I find that.
But you don't.
I think that's a good challenge for me.
But you don't. Like you don't have to wait for somebody to say it for you to say it.
Exactly, you don't. But it
You
is.
could get on the TikTok chat right now. Or be trying to say I love you. You know, and that's also practicing.
That'd be good. I'm good to say that. You know that I'm the one that'll say I love you.
No, right.
But
so then I'm just trying to understand your curiosity around it. Because I think all of these are meant to be done as an individual. You know what I mean? To not rely on somebody. I mean, that's why it says cuddle with your pet. It doesn't say cuddle.
Self-compassion, right?
They say cuddle with someone. It says, I mean, obviously, ideally, if you could cuddle with someone, I'm pretty sure we would put it here.
All right, so who you supposed to flirt with? That's why it says flirt, and I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not in a place to flirt. No, I flirt with somebody and they think I want to, you know, and they think I want something more than one. No.
Well, how about if you even take it with flirting with an idea? Right, so not just like flirting with a person, but how about you try this idea and you flirt with this idea that you had in time that you haven't done for eons or for whatever reason stopped you. You know, so I don't think it doesn't have to be. Again,
that's how you get all the ladies, huh?
Sometimes, you know what I mean. They'll be like, "Oh my God, are you a therapist or something?"
No, I'm not trying. I just listen. I'm not trying to therapize you. Flirt with this idea.
Flirt with this idea. Hey.
Yeah, that's good. Flirt with this idea.
I'm here every Monday. Catch me live.
That was good. No, I didn't say cuddle with me. I said cuddle with your pet.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good. No, I completely understand. I was coming from a place where this does feel like I'm realizing that a lot of my difficulty, my anxiety is coming from a place of like just being out there with more than just either myself or even a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like this is comfortable for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now where I can take my imagination to where it would get challenging was like, oh, let's take this conversation and have after this open Q&A with a bunch of people out there where it's not that I'm nervous, but I am hyper vigilant of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nervousness will make you do that.
Right. I don't want this to go, I don't want this to go badly.
Yeah, right.
How can I be aware and make sure this doesn't go badly?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sitting down in the space and they blocked the game. Shit, was I in the way? Maybe I should move. There's an empty seat over there. I could go over there, which would put, I'm thinking like if I went over there, I would be more on the mingle, talk to people I don't really, okay.
Yeah, man, very hypervigilant.
I know.
That's why it's like, I think,
and I never,
it's a combination of a lot of things. And I think it could still be prolonged stress or the things that are stressing you out. Like, for example, the family situation you explained to me, like, that could have been stressing you out earlier in that day,
Oh, for sure.
And then it's like,
I'm trying to do a lot of thinking from...
And then carrying that with you into these other spaces, can look like overthinking at a party where you know people, where half the people there and you're still like, can I go? Can I not? Can I, questioning your every decision. But yeah, I don't think it's abnormal. There's definitely, I think a lot of people, especially now, are can relate to just the overthinking, I think, more than ever. I mean, definitely me, for sure, my overthinking, still battle with it. I try not to. I try to go with my gut of, like, being better at, like, what was the first thing I thought about? Okay, so go with that. That was a good idea. Yep, what you say, you're going to text Rob? So, yep, call him. Don't even leave it for later.
Yeah, bro, that's why.
That's
funny.
Coming.
I called you before texting you, and
that was good. No. I mean, I didn't pick up because I got back to you when I could. He's like, you see, it doesn't fucking work. I called him.
No. But I just love it.
Yeah, I didn't pick up, but it's like, yeah, that's why.
That's why we laughing.
That's why I didn't want to call you.
That's funny.
Nah, always, man. I think people definitely lost that to call people first anyway. And that's been my thing in general. But even in like with to overcome the overthinking, right? Trying to be better at, like, what was my first thought? Okay, go with that. And then if it doesn't work, then okay, well, what's next, right? So your first thought was call him. Boom, you call me. Oh, shit, he didn't pick up. Okay, so that's it. Then what's next? Versus sitting down and sorting through everything. Like, should I call him? Should I call him? Maybe a text him. Maybe he's out. Maybe he's with, like, this person. Man, maybe he's not. Wait, did he tell me he was gonna be with this person? I don't remember. Like, if you had you just called, went with your first thing. All right, well, boom. What's the next thing? Let me just text him. All right, cool. Boom. Text him. All right, let me see if he'll go back to me. Wait for 30 minutes. That's it. You gave yourself the plan. Trust your gut that you said that was okay, and that was okay. And then what's the next thing? But I definitely battle with that all the time, dude. That's why I'm like now continuing every day to try to, like, okay, what are the things that kind of make me anxious? What can I do today? Like, again, what was making me anxious is not having my exercise routine. Okay, so then no more of this, like, should I work out right now? Should I work out? Bro, what can you do right now? Oh, you can foam roll right now? Okay, so do that for 20 minutes. Oh, you could do a little bit of yoga shit that do that for like 10, 15 minutes. Take the stairs.
Yeah, when I'm in the...
Take the stairs when you come back. You know what I'm saying? Take the stairs. So now I'm not, like, so angry at myself. I want to use the stairs
as a routine.
Oh, for sure. Take the stairs everywhere. If you can, anybody watching, if you can take the stairs anywhere, I do that. My office is now on the 4th floor.
Them stairs is sneaky.
My office is now on the 4th floor. Let me tell you, man, when I start taking the stairs, I look at my watch and fuck around every day. That's how I average like 10K steps per day. 10K average.
Gangsta.
Throughout my weeks.
Gangsta.
because I take the stairs, and that just like adds to the steps.
10K's good.
I'm on the 4th floor, so I'm always like,
especially when you're conscious when you're going through it, and now don't just push through those things to get to the class. No, but lift your knees.
Yeah,
I be in my shit like
core.
I mean, use my core when I'm getting up these stairs.
Take
I'm
these breaths.
engaged more than just my legs. Whoa.
Yeah, for sure. So I would recommend like these small things in general, right? Even on the physical side, we look at the wheel, it's there. So for me, it's about like, okay, I know what causes me to overthink is when I don't do those things throughout my day that I know I want to make a lifestyle, right? So then it causes, you didn't work out yesterday. Damn, you're gonna look a week again. You see your bones, and you say, why don't you work out right now? Nah, but you're too tired right now. You gotta get something to eat right now. Oh, you didn't drink water. Remember, you gotta have some water. Have some water first. Have some water. Nah, see, if you just stretched 10 minutes ago when you was already thinking that that's good enough to do, cause now I'm in my head too much. What's stretching? Like, come on, what's stretching? Like, nigga, stretching is something like you don't even do that. So do it, and boom, move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So trusting my gut and like, wait, even this again, small decisions, big decisions, but I think we know it, and getting back to that because I do again wanna also like highlight that it's a reason for that, man, and not to take away from the fact that these last few years. Again, COVID hit us, y'all. We just talked about this last week. I think I brought it up, how COVID has been, like, hitting people crazy, and it continues to, you know what I mean? So it still hasn't gone away. There's definitely a lot that's been going on recently that really has affected all of us, man. Made us more anxious. Again, speaking for myself, definitely made me more anxious.
Same.
It made me more an overthinker. You know, it started with, like, shit, should I wear this mask outside? Should I really go outside right now? Are people looking at me? Is everybody breathing? Somebody, you know what I mean? Like,
wow, yeah.
Do you sanitize? You sanitize your hands, your clothes. You know what I mean? Like,
the opposite. That's amazing. But you were still in the system at that point. You see, like, so the weird thing was like, it's amazing, like that you're experiencing that, and like it didn't hit me then because I secluded. I was like, okay, already, all right, I'm good. Trust me, I needed this, you know. And then it goes away. And you think you're good until you come out, and it's like I'm the same person, but whoa, like it's like no, like you can't. They tell you don't forget how to ride a bike. No, you forget. You don't just go. I forgot, bro. I had to relearn a little bit. It took me a few minutes. Now talk about that one. That's just engaging with people. It's not a fucking bike. It's different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And everybody went through it in a different way. Where I had to look at myself. I almost lost people to COVID. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like they actually, some people actually, lost people.
Yeah, bro.
Had to see them get thrown in like just a group of other bodies and don't even get. That's terrible, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like. So
bodies, the ice trucks.
I thought I was okay
with bodies.
That's the weird shit, you know. So you see me online, and I'm still like, you know what I'm saying, pushing a good word, and I feel it, but it's just because I'm not quite there yet in a different environment to be like, oh guys, this is different. It's different. Yeah. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm over here pulling out. I was it must be annoying if you see a motherfucker like he's taking this shit too good. Like no. Trust me, man. That's just my life. Like I just be in my world, and then now it's like I see a different scope, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, man. When we can't. I never want to overstate it enough because I do think like the way, even thinking back to like how 9/11, you know, changed.
Right,
everything.
We had a view of it.
And changed everything though around us. Even when we were kids, you know, the way people traveled, security, the
surveillance, everything. Right.
So
trust, the racism, the way they were disrespectful.
So it's like, you know, and that event changed us to this day. So it's like I view COVID the same way, man. This is for years we're gonna feel the effects of what happened in 2020 for years. You know what I mean? Because like you said, bro, like how many families and kids couldn't even say bye to the family members, like from a fucking truck. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't even get close because now you know what I mean? It was just too much. Yeah,
bro. The social norm. There's no norm, y'all. Like, are y'all with us? Like, go in the chat, talk to us, like about the social norm and everything you see change. Like, because in New York City, it'll fool you because New York City got that nightlife. They supposed to keep the lights on. They gotta keep the presentation. But when they go home, like, I wonder, like, how people are dealing. Like, it's okay to talk about Yeah, like if I'm Dwayne Johnson and know I'm having a tough day, like I look at The Rock and I can't see The Rock, being
having a bad
depressed.
day.
You know what I'm saying? Like being depressed and really like having anxiety. No, but come on, let's be
Funny shit,
real.
but yeah, it's true. And he does.
Let's be
He
real.
probably
When
does.
is Kevin Hart having anxiety? Does Kevin Hart get social anxiety? Like he's not gonna tell y'all that, right? It's bad for his brand, but it'll be good for his soul. That's what I wish. Like I would like that. Like.
Yeah,
Yo.
man. I think and with time, hopefully, like with platforms like this one, knock on wood, in the future, we do get a variety of people and men specifically who will feel comfortable expressing what do they, these hardships and what they go through. Because I wouldn't doubt it that like someone like Dwayne Johnson is absolutely like killed by stress or not, or I wonder what other ways he's overthinking.
Imagine they say that they don't stop working. So then I ask myself, you may be like how I was. So I kept moving. If I stop,
you already know
then
that
I'll
that's
pay
not good,
attention that I can't stop. Oh shit.
So the math is not math. It doesn't matter how many times he's in the gym, but if he's overworking himself, that's not good.
Hey, yep. What's the balance?
That's not good.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be important, I think, overall to continue like emphasizing these things, like the feelings, the self-care, because we see how, in our conversation already, these things are impactful, and people, stress and traumatic experiences can change us continuously. We could be very different people. We could start off as one way and change, but likely the reverse. We could start off one way, very traumatized and heal from it, and then become very different people and through our lifespan. So.
To not lose too much time, I don't know. I feel like it's a line when we talk about you. I was gonna ask you, would you recall your earliest? Not to get into the trauma, but the thing that affected you and changed you. But wondering if it relates to how we're getting into back to school, because perhaps maybe it was,
yeah, that was good.
around that time.
Hey, no, that's good. I'm glad you brought you segue because that's where I thought it was perfect to segue there. Talk about back to school and getting back to school because I think for a lot of us, you and I were talking before air just about some shit that happened to us in our childhood. Especially walking home from school. We'll say one of my I think. What were some experiences that probably changed me? I think, very early on, for sure, the one I talked to you about recently. So you had if you don't mind sharing the one you told me after I share mine, that'll be cool. But
love.
So going back to school is tough as young men, especially in the Bronx, and in the part of the Bronx we were from. I mean, if you were from Riverdale and you was going to like them schools up there. I forgot the fucking name of the schools up there. I was gonna name them, but
ISPS.
There's a bunch of Riverdale schools up there in the Bronx. They were really fancy, or Bronx high school signs. You probably didn't experience the similar experiences we have because if you went
up out the way.
Yeah, if you went through any public school system in the Bronx as a young man, and especially in the more harsher schools, you definitely know what we're talking about. But it was tough, man. You likely had to every school year. You already had to come in ready to know that you're either gonna. You either get ready for some jokes, get made fun of. As a young man, you either realize like you try to figure out like
tough. You got your tough classes.
Then you got to figure out
who's gonna be in your class.
Who's gonna be in your class. You try to figure out who had the flyest gear. So again, like making sure you were freshly dressed.
Yeah, you didn't want to come bum.
And then throughout the school years, like always paying attention to like who has beef with who's fighting who, and of course who has the most girls. I mean, I remember. Who has the most girls having conversation all the way in freaking 5th grade. I mean, in 5th grade, you're like 10 years old. What? You're 10, 11?
Right. And even then, your shorty's not safe because you got her, and if she's cute and everybody else want to just be disrespectful, that's
You're talking about stuff we were dealing with, and that's already in 4th, 5th grade as young men. These things we already took on and experienced. And so I think another part that becomes that seems like a thing that all young men went through in New York City is just obviously an experience with women, and again that's like, and for those young men who are like not into women, you have a very different experience of growing up in New York City. You still have to be very tough. So for the young gay boys growing up, gay men, like it was tough. You had to be rough as well because the school was not kind for you. You definitely could. Well, at least when we were growing up. Again, maybe I do hope that there's a lot more acceptance, and there seems to be. But I know it was also rough too as well. If you didn't identify with heterosexual young men and boys, right?
Right.
And so for my, one of the things I think I anticipated as a young boy, and I knew was a thing that I was somehow, it's like the fighting, right? The violence, right? Thankfully, we didn't really that wasn't the crew we were a part of in school, and we're not known for. So, we hung out, and so in our middle school experience, we definitely weren't getting into fights, thankfully.
Right.
We were just cool with everybody, kind of those fellas, and definitely got a chance to build that reputation of being cool people, staying out the way. And I remember in 7th grade, so, it was, we had this after school program. I can't remember, I know it was hot, so I can't tell you what time it was, so it had to be springtime, because I remember not wearing any jackets or anything, just having my uniform. And so we're waiting for, it's me and another friend of ours, we're waiting for, I think, 3 friends. It might have been you. I don't know if you were there, man, which is crazy to me. But I know I mentioned two other of our friends at the time.
This is what grade?
In 7th grade. We went to Pathways. I think it was the program.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
think I was there
Maybe
that
you weren't
day
there.
because I remember you guys. I think I told me about it.
Yeah.
I remember
so
being
they
told
came
about
downstairs,
it.
yeah. And so
I don't know.
I remember and up until that point,
I went to Pathways, but
again,
I didn't go
lucky
every
enough,
day, I think.
Well, actually taking a break. So basically, what happened? Waiting for because we were in Pathways.
Yeah.
And so I remember we all went downstairs, and then these guys were like, "Oh, I forgot something," so they went back upstairs to get something that they left. So me and the other friend, we stood behind, and our entrance where it's at.
Yeah,
so we're at the entrance. We're waiting after school, and the entrance is right in front of that park. So a crew of young men are also coming from the park. Like, they're coming to the front entrance of 318.
Right.
And it's probably like 5-6 of them.
Okay.
And then with a little kid. So it's 5-6 of them with a little kid. And one of them is riding their bike, and I'm talking to we're talking, and the little kid is riding his bike. And so I just look at him like, oh shit, this little kid riding the bike, cool. And then the brother was like, yo, what's up? What you looking at my brother for? Like, you looking at my brother? What the fuck? You got some problems? And then another one steps to me, and he looked like he's 15, 16. So 7th grade. How old are we in 7th grade? Like 12? 12, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This kid must have been like 16.
12,
because he was taller than me. And he was like, yo, you want some problems right now, bro? What's up with you? You want some problems? And I was like, yo, bro, I ain't coming. And I remember saying something like, nah, bro, I ain't here to fight. Like, I don't got no problems with y'all. And he's like, you sure you don't want to get punched in the mouth? And I forgot what I said. I forgot what I said. I said something like, I remember chuckling like, nah, bro, I'm good. And then he said, all right. And then he walked away. And it was like, it was like 6 of them, bro. It was like 6. They just walked away.
Disrespectful, man.
And the other one walked away with his brother the other direction. Like, yeah, man, because what around? I guess he started shouting his hood. Like, 'cause we don't play that around here, blah, blah. I'm like, I just look at A, and we just looking at each other like he kind of smiles nervously at me like, yo, what the fuck was that? I'm like, bro, whatever. And then these guys come down. We're like, and now at that point, I remember being like, fuck. Honestly, when he come up to me, I still remember that day being like shocked, actually. Like I was actually genuinely shocked. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it'd be like that, yo. You on their radar, it wouldn't shock me if he told his, this little brother, he told him, yo, right up there, bro, right up there. When you get to him, just peel off. So then if he wanted to use his little brother as a bait, like, yo, what's good? So you look at my brother, you got a problem? What the fuck, nigga, I can't look at people? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I know it's your brother. Yeah, you got a nice family, my man. Nice family.
You got like that?
Cute little bro.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's gonna be funny like that. It's like, what?
No, but the moment he would have said, like, yo, you got a problem, I would have said, yo, so what's up now? Because I was like leaning against the gate. All I had to do was get up, like, yo, what's up? And then that's it. I already would have started everything. But, again, I'm not going to lie. What the fuck is, like, hell no. I already looked around. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, 7 is me and A. I'm like, we as small as it is.
That. He said,
we small as it is. So I'm like,
you would have been the guy you seen this shit in the radio station. He said, nah, if they're going to die for me. If I'm about to get shot, he's going to get shot. Yeah, they had that face. The dude was like,
I would never put my brothers in that predicament. First of all, I never had
to this day. For me.
So I never will. Nah. I'm like, if I'm not trying to get shot today, I'm not trying to make sure, like, I'm not. Yeah, but yeah, no, that was and from that day on,
I think that's why my mother liked you the most. You never.
I remember I went home and I was so angry, bro. I think I got home and I think I started punching my pillow like, because I was so mad. Like they were really about to jump us. Like so mad, so. I remember I got home mad.
Yeah.
But we were talking to the guys about it, and then they were like, yo, let's go look for them. Remember, it was like, thinking back, it's like, yo, we all 12, 13. And, you get back, like, yo, let's go look for them. Nah, like, you can't do that. They can't do it. No, what's up? It's 5 of us now. Like,
yeah, I learned my lesson about those phone calls. When I told you, I called.
But what 5? Well, what are 5 of us going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
it was kids. Those was kids.
But we're all kids thinking back. It's kind of crazy because at that time, that was normal, bro. Let me go to school next day and explain that and be like, yo, I was scared, though. I was really scared.
What you supposed to say, you tell them now, and they be like, yo, what's good? What, we trying to look for them after school? And then it's like, yeah, let me rally the troops. But that's going to be a bloodshed.
And it's kind of sad.
This day and age now, it's bloodshed. It's bloodshed. Because these little kids are getting their hands on tools now.
I would have been the one. Exactly. I would have went on live the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, look at you and your brother now.
Yeah,
look at you and your brother now.
Yeah,
like, come on.
It's crazy now. That's why the youth more than ever needs to understand what being a man is. First and foremost, let me look to the camera. There's nothing about being a man that is determined by another man. It makes sense? That doesn't.
I don't know if they caught that, Rob.
Well,
say it one more time.
Your manhood isn't determined by another man. I'll keep it simple as another way to say it. Like, there's nothing manly about that. So check yourself, because that's your ego and your pride. Pay attention. It's a tricky world out here.
Yeah.
But it feels like that to us as men. Because that's what we do. We're loved ones. They're trying to test you, but they're not going to beat your ass and kill you. So when you are in these streets and this says that kind of energy, it's not no cute, it's just us boys being boys. Trust your gut, bro. It's definitely not that Barry's going to put me in a position where I got to show up to be a man. No, be the man that you are.
Yeah.
Or else you're going to start finding yourself in positions out here where you might lose your life because you're not living the way intended for you, bro. It's not in your power.
And that's not even, like, I wouldn't want that for any young man. Like, I even look back for that. If I am gonna get into a fight or would have gotten into a fight, which I eventually did, but like, let's say, like, I wouldn't want that to be my first time fighting, because I wouldn't have been a fair fight anyway. Like,
it would have not even been you standing up for something for yourself. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, that has no integrity for you. That was just actually you
defending myself at that moment.
Your ego and your pride.
Well, defending myself because I got attacked first. That person's coming up to me. So even
Same, but look, you laid down ego and pride by saying, I don't got no problem with you.
Yeah.
That's love, bro. You got no reason to love that man. But you have more love in your heart to understand.
Well, I was taking defense.
I'm chilling.
No, I was taking self-defense as a kid.
But I mean, let you know, bro. I'm saying your spirit probably just no more, bro. I'm just saying you said the right things, Al.
That was fear, bro.
But you said the right things.
Well, I said the right things to get myself out of there, but that might have worked, it might have not worked. Because how many times you try to, like, tell somebody, nah, bro, ain't no problems here, and they still don't calm down,
Well, because I know I'm in a trigger state now where, like, if that happened to me now, I wouldn't then back then I was more free where I knew that I'm not trying to show out for anybody, especially in negative energy, because that's not me. But now, being so triggered, I can see, like, if that happens now, I might make the mistake that I should have made then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I might think to get ego and pride and protect myself and say something. But that's a triggered state. Like, I need to know, like.
Now, I think now I would take the same approach. I'll just be more aware of it. I think then I was, again, 12 years old. It was definitely fearful, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I don't got no problems with you. I wasn't about to start begging, because he could have been mean and be like, yo, so what's up, and grab me up, and then, like, I don't think I would have been like, yo, bro, I don't want a problem with you, bro. I think my first instinct would have been to just start swinging.
Oh, we swinging, yeah.
So, and then at that point, whatever happens. But I think now, is the same thing. It would just, my confidence would be more in terms of, like, bro, I got no problem with you. It's okay. But
especially if it's a man.
In my head, is more of a conscious, like, yo, I don't really want to deal with this guy right now. This guy's a joke. But now I think less fear as far as, like, yo, is he really about to beat me up right now? Yeah, I think it could still carry me. I think definitely in that situation, it would be more like, because again, I didn't take the ego, I guess we could call it the egoistic approach, but I wasn't taught that. Because if I was raised differently, like, at the same time, I probably would have said something crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was raised more by my uncles, I probably would have swung at them. You know what I mean? But I wasn't. I was raised more by my mom and my dad. That wasn't just a thing. But if I was raised by my uncles, it would have been like, oh, they challenge you, and it was you and your boy. That's 2 against 5. Boy, that's not too bad. You got a chance, like, you know. And they would have said swing, and then they would have raised me to swing, even at being 12 years old. And then I would have been a kid that I imagine consciously would have been normal to swing. It wouldn't even be an ego thing. It would be, well, that's what just happens, right? You test me in this way, and then I punch you back. Like, that's just how it goes, right? So it's like not even consciously thinking about the actions, just you're taught. I wasn't raised in that, thankfully, in that way, because it saved me, you know, again, to have a different approach. But like I was saying, bro, I went home and punched the fucking pillow, so I wanted to fight. Like,
yeah, you got it.
I just knew, like, I didn't want to get jumped. My fear of getting jumped was more than like my anger. My anger didn't take me to like say something crazy, because I was more fearful of what could have happened.
Right.
But again, that was like one of the first times there is like, oh shit, I'm in school uniform. Like, I thought I was safe in school. You know, I'm leaving. How many times had I left pathways at mad times?
Right.
Mad times going home by myself, you know, walk home. And it's pretty, you know, now it seems like a deep walk.
Shit, we was chilling with Chaz and all of that.
You told me to walk to where we went to school at from now. I'm like, eh. But like that was a regular walk we did all the time, you know. And so yeah, it's like that first time to know, like, yo, shit is really dangerous out here. You know what I'm saying? Shit is really dangerous.
That's why I say my reaction now, I don't know if it would be the same, because I not only am affected by my own personal shit, but like now thinking how oblivious I may be of the experience of the world. Like, don't put your hands on me. Don't come and walk up to me. I could consciously say, like, if it was your kid, like, nah, I ain't got no problems, but I just saw your I didn't know it was your brother. I saw your brother, but I looked at him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You know what I mean? And that's why I carry something for me too, because that's I'm like, well, you know what I mean?
See,
like,
even in that, like, it would be okay.
I don't want to be like this though.
Yeah, I think it's okay to react that way, because again, you're in defense mode. So even if you say that, then the person should be like, "Oh, my fault. I thought it was something else."
I try not to have much attitude, like that.
Yeah,
like, I don't do that.
But
like,
even if, because again, if I'm the one attacking you for something that it is, again, I'm already. To me, it's like, even in the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't focus on you. It would be on the other person. Like, and you didn't catch him. You didn't catch that first clue there. Oh, okay. And when he told you it wasn't a problem, you still didn't catch that clue there, and you still thought it was okay to.
But for me, the biggest red flag right there that I don't touch that person.
You know what I mean? It's like, so.
He said
at that point,
you don't want to get punched in the face.
Yeah,
that's
something like that. Yeah. It was something like that.
Like,
well, no, because see,
I'm
so
gonna watch myself
consciously now it's like, oh, if you make that comment, it's because you want to do it, but you don't really feel like doing it.
Yeah.
So you don't really feel like doing it.
I got to give you a reason. Corny.
That's how I see those type of people now. But again, at that time, it definitely was just fear, bro. I didn't even like whatever he asked me. It was just, nah, I don't have no problems, bro. No problem. Like, chill, no problem, bro.
All right, bro. I love to you, bro. That's honest.
You know, and yeah, that was the first time. Yeah,
I have a similar moment where I could have gotten jumped when I used to share with you. I don't know if I told you it was more than one kid. He had his posse of 3. I think it was 3.
You said it was like 1 or 2. Also, it was
he definitely had like it was him and then another 2. But I don't know if it was one more. But I know that I was with Jessica and Danielle, those girls. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like around same time, 7th grade.
Same time, bro. Same time. And like we're walking down East Tremont, and Jessica's, you know what I'm saying, looking cute. You know what I'm saying? And he wanna look at her. But he wasn't from the same school, because while we walking down, you already know we know everybody. We all in uniform.
Yeah.
By the way, you a cornball if you fucking with people in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
That's some corny shit. If they got uniform, they too young. That's terrible. Leave these kids alone. That's crazy. Man. You helped me realize that. I was like, yeah, but we in uniform. If they got uniform, you ain't gotta ask no questions, bro.
Let's just leave them alone.
Stop it. Leave them alone for real. Yeah. That's wild to me. So anyway, we in uniform. They got the blessings of their regular clothes, so clearly they're not from around, like, you know. But I had been peeping them. They would be there because we walked the same way.
Yeah, the same route. Yeah.
And it wasn't the last time, or wasn't the first time. I might have been the last time, but it wasn't the first time. Like, wow, I remember walking down and thinking like, yo, he's gonna get disrespectful. But then this one day he just did by calling her. You know, she's not the only pretty girl. You know, so I'm thinking he's just there like on lambone, just trying to, you know what I'm saying, just be disrespectful, see what sticks. That day he tried to mack it to her. I gave him a look like, What's wrong with you? Like, come on, like, you see she's with me. So I get her, she's with me. We walking and I'm crossing the southern strip.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear from when I'm halfway that he's like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's good? That's a problem? You got a problem? You know what I'm saying? What was that? Like, and Daniele's like, yo, he's talking to you, Rob. And I was like, yeah, I know he's talking to me. Keep walking. Like, it's good. Like, I didn't want, I thought it was so funny because it was a little bit of both of like, but then I still have this confidence of like, come on, man. Like, keep walking. And what kind of cornball this shit is this? We got our route every day we going. I don't know what it was for because we're so young, but I'm like, yo, we know where we going. Let's go where we going. I'm going to keep walking and look back to this. You know, that's his life. Keep looking back and doing the same shit. So I'm going to just keep walking. But it was so funny to see Danielle, like, they were, like, nervous. And I was just like, keep walking, keep walking. And we kept walking and nothing happened. But definitely I felt that vibe of, like, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to look behind my shoulders, but damn, it could. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what can happen?
Yeah, and she was looking back.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's a funny thing, bro. I put myself in worse situations than that. Yeah, and that was nothing. Like,
oh, well, that's one of the earliest because we're talking 7th grade.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything before that. I mean, the closest. I remember 6th grade right now as we're talking 6th grade. So now we're really like 10 years old, maybe. No, 11. You're 11 years old in 6th grade. About. And I remember. So what? It's like 1996 or 7. Or 1999, around there. So in the 90s, that's when like gang culture was, late 90s was taking over. Remember, and everybody was real big into like wearing their flags.
Right.
And
make sure you don't wear your colors like that.
Right. And I remember trying to be down, like whatever. I was chilling with somebody with Dia and her friend, and like he was like, "Oh, you look cool with a bandana," and he put a black one on me. But the hat, it wasn't even the black one with it was just a plain black, like straight black, no design, like like
okay,
straight
yeah,
black,
I understand,
like ninja
type shit. I understand,
bro. And I distinctly remember, I was like, oh, whatever, let him put him on. We walked down the block, and getting stared at, like specifically, like, and then this guy did the same thing, like, nah, just keep moving, let's just keep moving. Are you good? Nah, they good. I know them, but. And then remembering being like, oh, I'm not putting this shit on again. Like, I'm not about this life. Like,
don't ask me no questions.
Yeah, I'm not about this life. Took it off. Was like, nah, I'm not even trying to play that. Like, I'm already. You can't wear red. You can't wear this.
Yeah.
Like, I thought this was no color, and I'm still getting stared at. Like, so it's like, I'll put this away.
Yeah, it's wild.
But to know that already again, that early, and again, like. I've been to some private schools, man, in the city, much later, obviously, as an adult. Like, and I've seen kids in private school in 6th grade, bro. That is the furthest from their experience. Like, what we just described right now, being 11 and 12, I'm telling you, they are not seeing that shit ever, if they even get to experience that in college. Most of those kids in private schools that make it to private schools. We tell them about this experience and they'll be like, what? I was building fucking dinosaurs and fucking mini robots for my class. Like, we're excited about that.
Love to them. That's not a.
No, it's not terrible. It's just interesting because it's like, to me, it does make me sad.
But it's weird that
it does make me sad.
You get a different, perspective online. Online, it feels like. And it's weird, like online it would feel like the youth is more violent, more aggressive.
Even in private schools? No.
Excuse me, I didn't know you meant just private schools.
No. I'm definitely separating them.
You're talking about private schools. I
do think that this is very because if you go to private schools, you obviously live in certain neighborhoods. You can afford different lifestyles.
Right.
You don't live in places where we grew up in.
No, okay.
Because our parents couldn't afford private school for us.
Yeah, I get it.
So you don't get those experiences, bro. You know what I mean? You're not going to get what we just got, you know what I'm saying?
Is that like charter school or that's different too?
Even some charter schools at this point are becoming public schools, basically. Just fancy your name, but they're basically public school, Private school is private school, bro. That's the shit that you're paying tuition just to go be in 6th grade. You're paying $60,000 a year for your kid to go to 6th grade, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, mind blowing. But again, they don't. These are young men who grow up to be men. And like keep that, and but they don't have to go through this kind of like rites of passage that we went through, right? Where it's like, oh no, again, we went home, told these stories. Yo, bro, these guys are staring at me, right? It's like a regular, yo, so what's up? Like, nobody's like, damn, bro, that sucks. Like, were you okay? Were you all right? Like, that, you way too young for that. Like, no adult coming to you to be like, yo, I got that next time.
No, just let it go, yeah. No.
I got that next time. Like, I'm going to make sure nobody's trying to be violent to you. Or that you even have to get ready to be violent with somebody else. Because, again, let's say anything would have went left with me, bro, would have went home jumped. My mom would have been super scared. And, again, there's no cell phone, so she can't track me. She just knows, he gets home around this time. So imagine me walking through that door bloody. I have a white uniform shirt. She would have been bloody or whatever the case may be, Yeah. Her life changed now. My life changed just because I went through some violence and I'm only 12. And then what? So it does suck that. And that's why I think it's okay for us because we went through it, been through it, and we haven't even been through the worst. But to continue talking to the other young men who do go through these same experiences or similar at least, because maybe you do go to a private school, but where you still, as a man, have to face some sort of violence, right? Especially to those who think that they have to be violent to others, just to prove something. Like, I think that's even more important to talk to, not the ones that made the right choice and walking away, but the aggressors, man. Like,
or who may be beginning to feel like they don't have a choice,
right?
Because you always have a choice. But love to the fact that I do know that
a lot of aggressors don't feel like they don't have a lot of choices, and their choice is aggression. And so,
I understand.
To stop those young men from doing that, so even not talking to the little kid in me, but talking to the guys that approached me. Like, what was that about? Where was your head at? Like, you were gonna jump two guys, right? Like two, was it?
Yeah, age? What were your actions where that justified his reaction?
And
I'm saying,
and
like,
what was,
even if you did have a problem, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the conversation?
What does it mean? And are you doing that because you're a man? Does that make you more of a man?
Exactly.
Like, does that make you feel like a man? That you jumped two kids in a uniform and with your boys and you went home?
That brother was trauma. That brother had trauma, y'all. So most likely that brother put that little kid, trying to help that little kid. Love to that little kid. If the kid grew up right now, and I hope he has a good relationship with his brother, because that right there, no kid wants to see that.
And right. What are you teaching your little brother? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See, he's young, because again, the kid must have been like, if we're 12, the kid must have been like 6 or 7, maybe.
No kid want to see that. And then if it's to say, bro, who's to say we're going to go ahead and get our ass beat and now retaliate for some funny shit like that? So now we're going to have to let your little brother see you get your ass whooped. Yeah. And now look at the shit that we're perpetuating as we keep going. Yeah, bro.
Bad cycle,
it's man. Like what we doing. Might as well, there's so many ways to feed your ego and pride, bro. I'm saying, like, wrestling, I was one thing that I realized I had that was like, oh.
Well, we just went through it earlier, right?
Right.
Like, and we're talking about the ways it can manifest. These life experiences could affect us even when we're making the good decisions, right?
Right. True.
And so we want, just as a piece of advice, kind of like moving forward, because man, back to school, it makes me think of like some of these experiences. I mean, there's a 6th grade one, 7th grade. Funny enough, I think 8th grade was pretty smooth, man. Aside from me breaking my thumb, which is all I remember. Then Truman, of course, that was a different story when we went to high school. I think seeing the violent uptick there, which is crazy because again, it's like, you talk. High school was kind of like step up from middle school already, if you really think about it, right? The only difference is that we didn't have uniform, clearly, and we had uniform in middle school, but like when you just think about, again, there's still conversations about sex, there's still conversations about, clearly the drugs were happening around us, even though I wasn't engaging in it.
Right, same.
But the fighting, who's cool, who's not, who's in what gang, who's in which gang, it was still conversation. In middle school, we were talking about who's in what gang and whatever, and then you go to high school, still the same shit.
Yeah.
Just amplified. Yeah. And so now, if you
next level with no guidance.
Yeah. If you likely weren't getting into fights in middle school, now in high school, your chances are upticking even higher.
Yeah.
because again, what was our first experience, man? Coming home from school, within like the first or second week of ninth grade, we're walking home, we see some kid getting jumped.
And yeah, it was bad.
Really bad, man.
Somebody stopped on the highway, help him out. Blood everywhere. It was terrible.
It was terrible. It was like the second week of fucking school, man. You get
green ass snot.
Yeah, the kid is tall, some tall kid, man. He's probably like 6 foot tall, maybe.
Yeah, no,
He gets jumped by like, honestly, it was so bad.
Man, it was a few things, man. It was
like
a few
20-something kids, maybe 20-something kids. Yo, he got jumped by like a whole class.
To not dwell on the bad shit, I would like to let y'all, like, I don't know. I don't know what helped. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't make it a one thing. Right?
Well, there's multiple factors.
This one thing was why I never got blah, 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 right? Like,
there's multiple
factors.
But
I do know that consciously I wasn't looking for trouble, right? Consciously I wasn't entertained by trouble.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, so
for
you
sure.
gotta address that for yourself. Yeah, a lot of y'all think that shit is cute. They think it's funny, it's entertaining.
Do it for clout.
Some of y'all don't like people. You won't make the problem, but if there's a problem, you'll be like, oh, fuck it, smack that bitch. I think she's an asshole. You know, you're gonna say all of this funny shit like, yeah, bro, nah, yo, he's disrespectful. Whatever it is, you're gonna make a reason. Like, that wasn't in my spirit. So I think that matters. You know what I mean? I definitely had to pay attention to my studies. You know what I mean? Like, I was not gonna be no high school dropout. So, you know what I mean? That was not in the plan. There was no failing high school, no leaving. Like, I'm not gonna lie, act like I never play hooky. One day, you know what I'm saying? Like, one day you like a senior, you just like, man, I'm not about to go to this class from this day.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bro, I'm not gonna act. But my studies were done. You feel me? It was never like I made that choice because I was in jeopardy for that. So if there's any advice for y'all, you know what I'm saying, watching, or you know, you're a kid or you have a kid, I mean, that's what I would emphasize is like, be a leader, bro. And the best and the most, I know it's hard for everyone to be a leader and not everyone is a leader, but you do lead yourself. You won't go through doors you don't want to go through, right? So make sure, like, in all your choices, you know what I'm saying, like, you're going where you feel like going. And it gets tricky when you're younger because you just want to be with your friends. But is that close, y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? Your friends want to go, right? We're over there, Bay Plaza, they want to go to Checkers. But I really wanted a sandwich from the deli. I'm going to go get a sandwich at the deli, and maybe I'll meet you at Checkers. Instead of me just being a follower and going where you at Checkers, and then who knows what kind of nonsense ensues. Like, no, I would suggest follow your spirit, y'all. Like, oh, you want to do that? Go do that. Yeah. Don't be a follower at that young age, because nobody really knows where they're going. People, you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. No, and I think it's okay to
at that age,
because you start to learn, at least what is harmful and what's not.
Right.
You know, because I think at the very least that's a very basic thing to understand in terms of human connection. Again, you know what I mean? Like, so we're also still very social animals. We even as adults, we do things. Adults, as much as they want to move, they say they move to their own tune. Like, they still move in packs. You know, so most adults still don't make decisions without others moving. So, you know, I think in addition to what you were saying, I want to add that, like, there are certain things that you learn as far as, like, human nature. And you obviously, there are certain people who grow up differently than us, who grow up differently, have a different concept of, like, what is actually harmful, what's not. You know, a very traumatized person likely has a interesting and warped idea of what harm can look like. You know, because you've been harmed so much, you might be numb to it. You know, so I think for young people, even like us, again, because we knew very early on, and thankfully, again, a lot of factors that went into that is, I do think we weren't able to escape the violence around us. But we also weren't, the violence wasn't encouraged, you know?
Yeah, I think we picked the right, it was around the right people that,
And it wasn't encouraged. And even in our home, in our very home where we grew up at, even though it wasn't the best all the time, right. There was violence happening around us. It wasn't encouraged for us to get in it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Clearly, and even though it was warped for our parents to yell at us and be like, don't yell like me. You can't yell like me.
Right.
Well, it was their way of like letting us know violent. Don't hit other people.
Or I'll give you a reason to cry. All
like,
that energy.
But like also then telling us that we can't do these things or don't hit nobody. Don't just go hitting nobody or whatever. Like sure, if somebody hits you, hit them back because they don't want us to be not defensive, but it wasn't encouraged to like,
That was always my parents. They definitely encouraged me to swing.
No, defend yourself. Right. Well, but it's again to be violent wasn't encouraged. Like again, violent content wasn't laughed at. Our parents weren't the type to throw on again violent content, laugh at it, cheer it on. See if you see people fighting. Our parents weren't the first to try to pull up and see what's happening.
Right.
But I've seen parents be the first to pull up to a fight, and then their kids are being dragged with them.
Right.
Like, oh, let me see what's happening over there. Oh, you see, like. Thankfully, our parents are very out the way. Right. No fighting. That's all. Don't get into that. That's not okay.
Right, love to that. That's true.
And that's just the start. And then we surrounded ourselves with friendships and people that also, reinforce this idea that, like, you don't have to be that,
Yeah.
But it could have been the opposite, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have friends that weren't encouraging us to fight, but if we grew up in a home environment that was encouraging us to fight, we would have been the one in that. We could have been that one in that friend group that would have been the ones with the loose hands, and that we're always getting into fights because of that kid.
Yeah, I want to share. Like, I think about the people I know who have a different relationship with rage, like with just allowing themselves to express it. I do see, like, and I don't know if it's maybe God's work of like finding balance and like the things that I wasn't raised with and allowing myself to express, and the things that they allow themselves high to express. There is a place to meet where.
Oh yeah.
And
I think that's why we gravitate towards each other, as young people and peers, and especially young men.
I noticed that where I was like, it's not that it's like, yeah, you take it too far, but I can see where I even don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a place to meet where it doesn't have to get violent, but does have to get expressed. And it does have to be heard and honored. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's interesting. I come from the opposite ladder where like I would suppress that, because I've seen the violence. You know what I'm saying? I can see it doesn't feed. I can understand also the harder part is the conversation, is the forgiving. The healing before that would make it even much more worse to heal. If you let it implode and blow up and start getting physical, that's even harder. That way even harder. Like, please, let's focus. Like, it's already hard, right? I'm coming from there, but then also in that whole struggle, I have anger, I have feelings. So then I have to also be able to be there, and you know what I'm saying, for them and for myself. Where sheesh. I just wanted to share that. Where I realized, like, love to the people who were raised on that other side too, where, I see why you allow yourself to do that, but it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alberry came home and punched his fucking pillow. Go home when you got rage. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
there could have been other ways, Ideally, I would have
hit the gym.
I wish I could have been able to tell my parents, I wish I could have gone home and told my parents or my dad.
What a dream.
Who wasn't there.
Right.
That's very often. I wish I could have told him, like, this just happened. So he could be like, nah, you still my little man. You still like, they made you feel like a punk, but you're not a punk, Like, stuff like that, just to have somebody reinforce that, like, I guess feed the ego, if you will, because then it's like, I felt like a pussy, dad. Like, yeah, but you're also 12, and these are 6-7 people trying to jump you, like, right? Like, that I could have had that too to help with the anger or whatever else I was feeling.
Love to that.
So again, I think allowing young men to know, and hopefully not. Again, with stuff like the Manuscript, that's how I could see it. Like, I didn't have like. Imagine me being able to tune in, that little kid being able to tune in and hear this, and let me just tune out. Play my PlayStation. Well, at the time, would have been PlayStation 1. But like PlayStation. Yeah, still play. Oh no, I think I had the PS2 at the time. Put on the PS2, throw this on in the background, like, and start playing, right? Instead of punching my pillow, because physical activity is good, but it's like
it can be a clutch.
Do I have to?
I've seen it.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it be a clutch.
Should do is that, you know what I'm saying? And plus, it's letting me get it physically out, but then is the rage could still live
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, so there has to be ways to like continue to release it. So imagine, you know, being able to tap in and hear other grown people, grown men that look like us, that look like me, and then, oh shit, so I'm not a punk actually. Oh shit, you're right. That was kind of crazy. Yeah. I mean, what did I expect? There's only me and my guy, and instead I'm going home like, what the fuck I said I didn't want no problem. Damn, I'm just gonna let him talk to me like that. I'm just gonna let him. What was I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Really? But I know I went home that day tight. That I didn't say nothing. That you know.
Damn, and it was you and A too. I wonder if we came.
Now I remember we had a conversation and A would laugh. And A was type laughing and chuckling. He was like, "Yo, you told me you didn't want no problems. You told me you didn't want no problems." I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" Like,
That's
yeah,
funny.
I didn't want no problems. Like, so
there's so many things
like,
that we were so young, bro. There's so many things that
right, but you in the moment it means the world. But then again, even if you fast forward, right?
Yeah.
There were still moments in my adulthood where I felt, or I believe there were still moments like that. Still, it's like,
oh, that you were challenged.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him talk to me like that, or like, why didn't I say something? Should I have said something? Like,
well, I remember when we had that artist who came over and told us both to, you know, for lack of a better word, shut up. And we were both, remember that artist came over and was like, shut up.
Kruger?
Yeah. And then we both looked at each other and we were just like, we let it slide. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what masculinity lies. And it's like the lion doesn't go and fucking overexert itself.
Yeah, but again, that was confidence, right? So we knew, okay, it was the first time, right? Like,
you know what I mean?
You know, we're not little kids, because again, the little kid in me would be like, oh, you know. But now I was like, oh, no.
But for me now, when
he think he's funny, right? You can have one, but you're not going to have two.
It's also...
right? Like,
right.
You're not going to have two.
Right.
And we already had the cool, you know, we have that understanding now as grown men. Like, so to me, that's the part where I feel good about.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, okay, I know I'm there now. Now it's like, if I back off, is a choice to back off, because I know it's in me to, like, engage. But no, I was like, okay, I'm going to just back off for now. And I know I have a right to stand on 10 toes. I have already, like, you know what I'm saying? So I prove myself enough. And, you know, again, to anybody, like, you prove yourself in wherever way you want to. Like,
that's
you know what
key.
I mean? Like,
that's the key.
For me, it was proving myself. I do think you do have to go through these experiences, though, right? Because
of course. How
do you know you can put your foot down until you actually do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
You do have to eventually put your foot down in some areas, you know?
I think it just matters on how it begins. You know what I'm saying? I don't think things like that, God is not, in my opinion, there's nothing that you're going to experience that is going to be like, instill that fear of like survival in you. Like fear can work, but also it doesn't have to be in the detriment to another person, right? Like, right, we're not in the animal kingdom where like it's one or the other, we gotta kill each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's the mentality some people do have.
I know, but that's because we're at war. Like, we're like really changing the landscape of how we interact with each other. Like, we have to watch that, bro. Like, it's dangerous. I don't want to carry a knife. I don't think to myself that I want anyone to experience this shit that I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want, and then even that, when I'm defending myself. Now, somebody lost something. Yeah, I mean, what did I really gain when I took away your life?
Yeah.
That's why I'm conscious of. I'm like, I don't want to rock this shit. But I know I'm only using it for self-defense. But then even then, when I got it and it's out and it's ready for self-defense, I got to ask myself, how far am I willing to go? Not even, what are you about to do?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? But look, we have consciousness. Through all of that, we're not talking to each other. I'm just here standing, waiting for you to do something. Why the fuck are we even here? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. It's crazy, like, it's just wild. You know what I mean? And we don't make any excuses for it, brother. Like, it don't make no fucking reason. It's not because you got a gold chain. It's not because you got $20 in your pocket. It's because we're losing sight of what's important. You know what I'm saying? And we could really help each other, but we're so like, that's why I said that self-care part. I was looking at it like, where it would be challenging for me is to keep my love alive for everyone else. It would be like, say I love you to a person, right? I say I love you. I affirm myself. I know how to love myself and I know that. But how do I tell people how to love me? And how do I hear people like telling me how to love them? Like, how do I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what my personal struggle is. For kids at that age, sheesh. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. That's why I would say, focus on yourself. That's why I would say be a leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I think it definitely starts there, and I do think it starts with the men who have gotten to a place where they have grown, they have healed, to also reach out more. I do think there's a lot of men like us who hold these stories, and who decide to keep them to themselves. They are very quiet about it. And yeah, I think a lot more young men need to hear us, because again, it's also just that validating piece. Because it's gonna take for a young man to stand, actually put his foot down, to know that he can, and then it'll be ideal to have another guidance, a member who can say, yeah, you did put your foot down, you know what I mean, and you were cool, yeah, I was good. So like, yeah, I did, right? He's like, yeah, you good there, because sometimes I think, again, since we are social animals, that type of self-assurance, that type of reassurance, goes a long way to helping us develop, because again, even taking our examples of these schoolyard memories, again, imagine going home to a guidance and a person that looks like us to tell us what we did was okay. Not to be like, yo, yeah, what you did was fine. Like, yeah, you look back, cause yeah, you were talking to your girlfriend, and you kept it moving. Cause what else you gonna do, right? Like, it would just validate like that you made these choices as a young man, and they were valid. That's it. Like, you did what you had to do, and that was putting your foot down. So in case you ain't think that was putting your foot down, cause you ain't snuff them or you ain't turn around and that was putting your foot down, right? So I do think
even in your case too.
Yeah, in my case,
because I could walk away. I walk away, and
I said I don't want a problem. Yeah, I said I don't want a problem.
But that was putting your foot down because you didn't, nigga.
I didn't want a problem.
Excuse me, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but how validating.
That's letting him grab you by the balls and say, "Hey, you want to eat this? Right? You want to eat this? Here, you want to eat this shit?" It's like, no. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? No, I got no problems.
I grew to then, like, I guess, if you will, forgive myself for like the times I ate myself alive for not responding more aggressively.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the times I was like, yo, that was so whack, yo. Yeah, if only you would have said something to these guys, right? Like, then what? I would have got jumped and then proved what? But that was a conversation I was really having with myself, especially going into high school. Like, going into high school, I'm like, yo, remember what happened to you, right? Like, that shit can't happen again, So they approach you, what you gonna do this? Like, for what? But again, if I'm listening to music, obviously my peers were all in it, so no one inside the circle was telling each other like, yo, bro, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do all that, like, you good, bro, you still that guy to us, like, you still that man to us. But we weren't doing that for each other yet, at 14, 15, telling each other it's okay. Definitely the grown young men we were around weren't doing that, the 18-year-old young men around us, they weren't encouraging us to just be. No,
they were.
Especially if we wanted
emotional intelligence.
Especially if we wanted to hang, because if you wanted to be, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna bully you. It's like, just go over there, like, Right. But if you want to hang here, like, this has to be a certain way, And so I think ideally, like, for young men to be able to, because I do see that, I guess now as an adult working with young men, like, I do see how in certain groups there is that one or two, usually one who's like, yo, how about we do this, fellas? Like, let's just do something different. Sometimes they listen to him, and sometimes they don't. But you know what I mean? There is that one young man, who's speaking up.
For me, I want him to listen to himself. You know what I'm saying? I love that you speak that.
They do.
You know what I mean? I don't want him to...
In the example I'm thinking of in my head specifically.
Love.
Yeah, they do. They do, like, they move to their own accord. But they still, show love as the people they know. That's their high school friends. Yeah. But why? Because then what happens is that kid eventually, if they advance, they move on, find new friends, and leave those friends behind. So then it's like that happens naturally anyway. Because obviously you don't stay with friends that are gonna bring you down. But how beautiful again to that balance, if they could keep that connection, because something that's taking you far that they don't know. Yeah, you chose. And you know what I'm saying, and like, there's some way y'all can help each other, at least to some degree, get somewhere. Y'all don't have to get to the same place that one kid is getting to, but if you get to college, maybe what you did to get there inspires your boy to start his business, right? That y'all been talking about since middle school, But yeah, but I'm just spitballing.
Well, what I don't like about our classism is that everybody has a place. But in this society, the way it's being built now, it's almost like just think people like get like washed away.
And then once you reach a certain top level, it's like you're supposed to like.
Yeah, no, everything has a place. Everybody, in my opinion, has a place where there shouldn't be any lack of jobs. I think even the lack of jobs is because people are just forcing themselves in places they don't belong. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? Then,
also.
Right, and then they're not succeeding in that, and other people are just kind of like, let's say mental health is not going well because you're like, it's not easy to not to not be wealthy. It's not easy to be poor. You know what I'm saying? So then that's just starts happening to you, and it's like holes. You know what I'm saying? Filling a couple holes.
Yeah. So I think for the generation of young men going to school is like. I do see a shift from when we were younger, but there's also a shift in general in society. What continues to be a thing is, again, I think the lack of empathy that overall we're experiencing. But I think young men, with our socialization, they're taking it a step further, you know, in terms of the way they're lacking empathy for each other, even for themselves. So, again, I also see how adults continue to be sort of like hesitant to work with groups of young men. They'll work with the one young man who's like the teacher's pet, you know what I mean? But like I see how still adults struggle to work with groups of men in general. You know, so young men tend to not have like a lot of support in the school system, right? Obviously,
and we're talking about men that seem to be like taking a specific route, right? The difficult ones.
Yeah, no, yeah,
right?
Or even the guys in the middle ground who are just gonna be okay in life. Yeah. They're just slipping through the cracks because.
But you're never just okay, bro.
Because I saw the crew of boys that were the okay, you know, they're just gonna be, you know, the chill guys out the way, not necessarily the high achievers, but not the low achievers either. But like, you know, they just exist, right? I don't see them necessarily sticking to like teachers or teachers being on them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And unless they belong to a sport.
I resonate with that kid at that age. I resonate with that.
If you think about like how many adults, if it wasn't for like Erica, for example, the rap program, right?
Like, I would have not had any kind of like any focus towards that. I would have
any space where like you could be yourself and talk about life stuff with adults, you know. And like I see again, being in schools, I see how unfortunately there's that gap, you know. So we're reflecting on our childhood memories, but like, you know, again. What's also missing in our childhood memories, unfortunately, are adults that could have been there to just alleviate some of the unnecessary, like, negative experiences we ended up having, you know?
So would you say, like, maybe it'd be like, a good to recommend, you know, these kids to try to partake into their clubs, if their school has any clubs?
Absolutely. Like, yeah. I mean, I actually was thinking, Rob, like, into your point about, like, social anxiety, I think, even for adults joining like clubs and stuff, you know, whether that's dancing or cycling clubs or like biking clubs or walking clubs or painting clubs, where you go to a place and focus on a hobby and then everyone else is also focused on that hobby. I think that's also key. I think that is huge for people to break their anxieties, especially the social anxieties, because again, you're going to this thing to focus on this hobby. So you fuck with the hobby. And you know, whoever's showing up is likely because they fuck with the same hobby. It makes it easier to break that social anxiety, you know what I mean? You go to a party, that's too general, you know? Some people are into drinking, some people are not. Some people want to be the smokers, some don't. Some people want to be by the DJ, some don't. Some people are bougie, some don't care, you know? It's too much going on.
It's too poor. That was good.
It's too many, you know, too many.
That was good. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, you know, but like a club, and again, thinking like adult clubs, like
You see where my anxiety is?
You see, like adult clubs.
Thoughts I had that night,
just like younger clubs, are very important, bro. Yeah. And again, speaking to myself, like one of the clubs I've been saying I want to get into is a boxing club. You know, it'd be easier. One, for exercise, of course, but just getting into a serious boxing club. Like, of course, going to the gym once a few times is cool, putting on some gloves, but like a real dedicated, like I'm going here once or twice. Softball was actually pretty unexpectedly one of those things that I did over the summer that felt like a club that I joined. You just meet new people. Who knows if I'm going to see them ever again until next summer, but like, it was cool.
Right. But you met them. That's what I love about this life. You met them once, now you know them. You might see them again.
Yeah.
And you're gonna know them.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, softball. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might see you and I never knew you, but now, yeah.
Now
like,
we know, now there's that recognition. And what we
Excuse
did.
me, what's your name again? Like, don't be afraid to ask.
And what we all wanted to do, just that one thing. Like,
yeah, I hear that.
You ain't have to go talk, but you fuck with softball. You know how to play. You know, right? All right, so that's easy. That's the easy thing to do. And how many people didn't go and stood quiet and really talk? There was a lot of people that played and didn't really talk.
Yeah, I played once and didn't play again.
But you played and you talked. But I'm more referring to the people who just went to do the thing.
Right.
And they didn't always wasn't into the chit chatting. They just kind of chilled. Yeah, they shook your hand here and there.
Homie with the different swing. Yeah.
But I'm sure that works wonders because you're socializing. It's low stakes because it's a hobby, right? We're all here to do the same thing. So if you're the weird guy who's doing something totally different, it's like we're all looking at you,
Yeah.
Because you all came here to paint. Let's say it's painting. You go do a paint thing. So those are important, especially I think. What sucks with young men is that again I think I'm noticing though it's like because with many of them they still live in that box a lot more than adult men do, because I can't tell you the number of times I brought up things that it's like, oh, why don't you go do this, and it's like I don't do that, like damn bro, yoga is gay, like but it's kind of like I'm not gonna go do that. They're so in the box, and so it sucks because they're limited in options to like stuff that then they can do, which would allow them to either meet other people or just really get some self-care, man. But again, that's why I think I do my part in trying to be that different like role model. Like, oh, you look up to me, right? Okay, so cool. Like, look, I'm doing it and I'm fine. I'm gonna come in the next day, right?
The focus on the project is important because I think if they also have like the anxiety for me, like it did bring me some sort of like comfort. The idea of like, oh yeah, like if we're focused on one thing, then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that. There's no all my focus on A, B, C, D. All of this doesn't. I can not focus on that because I know this is
like I know I could invite you to like a, let's say if it's like a beat thing, like a beat event I've been to, not a beat battle because that's like implying you're gonna have to show up and bring your best beats. So that can get a little like, oh, I'm in a competition, but not like it's just inspired. Everybody's cooking up. So I can just bring my laptop. Yeah, you just plug up if you want. You call on your own headphones. Oh, that's mad easy. You do that already. That's an event. That
just
I know
people around.
Yeah, you're into music. I make beats. Boom, right. And that can go a long way, I think, to again breaking that like social anxiety, like that need to like want to step out the shell a bit, not question. Because again, it's harder when you're in a space with people, but there's no direction, no one, But when you're all focused on one thing, it makes it a lot easier. But man, I looked at the time though.
What time is it?
10:32.
Okay, 30 minutes over, guys.
For sure. We actually been 2 hours for the stream, so that's pretty good.
love.
Oof, that's pretty good, man. We've been talking some good stuff, man.
Awesome, man. Love to y'all. Like I said, we were talking about back to school.
Yeah.
We pray that, you know what I'm saying? I know my nephew's going back on Friday.
Oh, okay.
How about what?
My niece went back. It's a senior year already.
Senior year. Oh, yeah. So she's wrapping up.
Yeah,
my nephew's going to get started soon. I control it. Well, like, love to y'all, man. Love to you, everybody who was involved. Keep these chats up. Sure. I would suggest you keep communicating with each other. Like it's really difficult, really difficult. Like don't even think that us up here talking and doing it for 2 hours, is by any measure easy. Like it's not easy. It's just
but it's some work.
It's just it's just a conscious effort to get to some sort of better. Like I don't want to say better, you know what I'm saying? But again, just conscious effort, faith with action. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just know that I've done the silent route, you know what I mean? And it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It works for a certain amount and you gotta communicate more. So I just pray that y'all just keep communicating through your years and these little education systems.
Yeah, man. And if anything, we definitely got you over here, man. So
I'll say word.
Prepare yourself. So all right, before we wrap up, though, as we wrap up, I guess I can show you the beats while we on there, man.
Oh, love.
Well, the one I put up most recently. I'll probably play that one.
Gang.
Yeah, I'll play that one. All right, so where is our ending screen?
Y'all love T.I.,
Signing
man.
out, man.
Rob Hegan.
Your boy Al.
Hey, yo.
So we out of here. Let me see. So I'll put the ending screen, which is right here. All right, so let me mute this real quick. And then I think I got the beat loaded up already, so. Yo, de RBI hop back on the live. ¿Qué le pasó al tigre? Ya esta vez se quilló ya. Oh, he's on.
Gangsta. He's probably gonna go on to like 12 since they went short.
I see. All right, look. Wait,
Right.
can you hear it? Right. Can you hear it down? Yesterday, actually. It's funny how you just cook up, and I'm like, damn, it's been a while since I cooked up, and then some beats come out like fire. I'm like, oh shit, cool. So I did 3 beats. So this is one of the first ones I did. Yeah, cause it's the one that I actually sequence the most. Like with an intro, I have the hook to it. So that's 2 minutes long. Yeah, because it basically has like the 16 right here. Then I made like a hook part softer just because. More of it. Nah, as the drum padding up on. Sticking more R&B. This is not muted. Yeah, it is dark. Yeah, because I feel like the vocal is kind of bouncing on it. It needs a bass line for the verse. This would be like the verse part, and I guess this would be the hook right here. think it's smooth because I copy with like these shits. You know, it's like a rap on it. Yeah, I can think that's alright.
We should set up a date to
The freestyle again.
Yeah, like a
Cooking
jam session joint.
About to cook up now, probably. I gotta make some beats. I've made a. Probably been like 2 weeks actually since I made my last beat. So I was like, well, I gotta
What was the last one though?
Nice guys. That was probably the last one.
That was hard. That was tough. I just like
More storytelling. More lo-fi now.
the higher one.
That bass, it was so smooth. That bass line is kind of smooth. That's why I liked it.
That's all, and then sometimes the repetitiveness of the bread, like, kind of like, because it does it again, it makes me wish that it got creative. Like, that's why I said maybe the second time around you cut it up and only have
I can be on it.
have like this part played, and then when it echoes. I used to throw like plugins that would alter the sound just for fun, because if I wanted to use and you, where'd you get these from? You didn't get these from here, right?
Nah, this is a piano. This is a guitar, piano, organ. There's a guitar sound, one shot. And then it's gotta work on the transition to the hook part pretty much. I think I know how I gotta add like a crash and then storytelling. I'm thinking storytelling again, you know.
I like you taking it out, letting it breathe.
Yeah, you're right. Find another guitar pattern, man. That might sound
There's
good.
only some of them, like, go from click here, click here. That don't help, that's not, but here. I like that, right? So then these, I would have been like, maybe if I'm throwing a filter that extends this sound through here, then I could like, that's why I started using filters when it was like, damn, I like it, but this little part right here is whack.
That's why I didn't want to put too much on this, because then fill up the verse is hard to rap to. So you just put a one shot, more perks on it. So you can rap to. I think that. No, Gargoyle was the last beat I made, and then.
I was here for that because I told you.
Yeah. And then Night Sky was beat I already did. It was a beat I already did that I just updated. Yeah, because I'm looking here now. I'm like, yeah, I'll put Fallen Order back. Safety's team. I mean, I go maybe let me see. Like this. And then I guess give me this. And then I'm gonna do this and just create a. I'm gonna put it on the drive. What was the tonteria? Oh, I got another images he uses. Yeah. Follow sound. Not like that, yeah. It's like I'm old enough to make decisions.
No, but you're also.
You know what I'm saying?
But you'll see. And you know what I'm saying? And it affects me just because I realized.
What am I gonna see, man?
But bro, that was always.
That's if you're gonna be good at.
That was always where I struggled to lack belief in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm
Cause like doubting even
know
doubting
who I
even the
am.
things I bring to you.
But when the whole thing with Myra then came and I had to defend myself, or so I felt, it was like a very, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you lose yourself. Like, oh shit, I realized this is a long time toxic relationship that I've just had. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like a relational thing that is bigger than Myra. Triggering me.